Hi, my name is Natalie Planwell Thomas with the Think Yourself Academy. Today I will share with you how to use your client's internal motivation filters. So if you're in the business of servicing people, if you're helping people for a living, you want to know that our brain contains over 60 different motivational drivers that determine your client's preference as to how they think, how they feel, and ultimately how they will act. So if you're helping them to reach a goal, you need to be aware of some of these internal drivers to get them to move to action so that they can reach their goal. So these roots of our motivation are called meta program. So I'll give you an overview of a few internal filters that are demonstrating how we can use them to motivate our clients, because all our clients are driven differently. So by the way, there is no right or wrong. There's not one meta program that's better if you have this one or that one. We're just all different, and they are a representation that we are all driven differently when it comes to feeling like doing something. So that's why we need to be aware of these differences. So the first one I want to talk about is the direction meta program, the towards or the away from. So if your clients are motivated towards pleasure, for example, to go towards reaching a goal, you'll motivate them by setting goals very often and frequently creating new ones. But usually people that are driven towards are very excited about a new goal. So then they will start many different projects and then they just don't know where to aim anymore because they have way too many targets. So to motivate them, yes, you need to give them a goal and fix a target for them. And now if you notice that your clients are all over the place, starting this, starting that, and now I'll start a podcast, I'll start doing some social media, there's too many things, that means that they might need your help to make them focus. So your job is to keep them focused on one goal. So you want them to have one target and keep reminding them to focus on their goal, the one goal, and chunk it down for them. If they are instead motivated, if their direction meta program is motivated in the away from format, that means that they prefer to look at a problem and solve it. They don't want a new goal. They want to take something that already exists and change it, make it better, perfect it. So if they're motivated away from pain or away from risk, you want to provide them with safety cues and make sure that everything is secured before moving forward, that they have learned one skill before moving to the next one. They love solving problems. So if they are motivated away from, you might recognize them because they're focusing sometimes on the downside of something. They prefer to fix something instead of going towards something new. So they prefer to take something that they struggle with and work on it over and over. And they get a lot of satisfaction for that. And they're very driven towards fixing things. And that's why you can put these type of employees at customer service, because people that need help with a problem that they had will love to be helped by people that are wanting to solve problems. So this is a perfect fit. But you would not be successful if somebody is driven away from, that love to solve problems, and you give them a salary with a commission if they reach that target, because they're not driven towards, they're driven away from, right? So you want to remember that they will perform with encouraging words like think about how great you will feel when you've solved this. Think about great you is going to feel when you figure this out. I trust you can figure it out. You can think about it. You'll get better. Keep practicing and redoing. So let's get to the next one, the frame of reference. Frame of reference, it's either internal or external. So your client with an internal filter will not ask you for advice. They're very independent. So they got this. Even if you tell them, oh, you're doing great, they are the only judge and will instinctively know when they've performed a good job. So they don't need you to tell them that they did a good job. They can stay motivated with little or no praise. You don't have to tell them. They will even disregard your advice, and they will thrive when you empower them to choose when they feel like they did enough, or when you trust them to let you know when they feel that they can handle more. Your clients with an external filter, they will need a lot of feedback. So the internal, independent. The external, they need the high five. They need, yes, you did good. They need outside evidence to know that they're doing a good job in order to stay motivated. So give them constant feedback and remind them that they're doing great at every task. So they'll be seeking advice. They'll always ask you, so how am I doing? Am I doing great? So make sure you give them a lot of feedback. The next is decision. So the meta program about decision, a lot of people have the meta program of difference, and a lot of people have the meta program of sameness. Most people have the meta program of sameness. They like repetition. So the sameness filter, they will rather repeat things over and over, and they believe that repetition is the key to the success. So they like to do the same thing, and they're really empowered when they rely on complete repetitive strategy that they can remember from one time to another when you're helping them, and then they want to master everything before they learn a new strategy. While the people that, and it's frequent in many industries to think that our clients need to have the latest and greatest all the time, and they need to, you need to create new things for every single time you see them. But it's not really true. Most people have the sameness motivation filters. So we break our brains trying to figure out ways to bring new things to our clients, and they don't like it. They like repetition. Most of them like repetition. So people that like the change, so they will be motivated by difference. So you'll notice that with their outfit, the way that they dress, you will notice right away their motivation filter. If you see that they're dressed a little bit out there, like something different, or if they have a different outfit every time. So people that are motivated with a difference filter, they would like frequent change, drastic change. They will be excited with new concepts, new method, and they might require for you to get very creative if you want to teach them or ask them to do a repetitive task or something that is basic and fundamental that they won't like doing because it's not new, it's not exciting. Okay, so 20% of the population is driven by difference, 5% is driven by sameness only, 10% by difference with exception, and 65% is driven by sameness with a bit of differences. So sameness with a bit of differences is 65% of the population. So stop changing things up because you think that they want something new. They don't. Just a little bit of differences once in a while, and it's enough. Now the last one that I want to address is the scope. So we're talking about details or big picture. So clients with a specific scope, they will stay with you if you offer them lots of details and you spot small mistake that they can work on. They will want to know in detail, what are we going to do today? What are we going to talk about? And all the before and after pictures. You want to include lots of details for them. While when you are with your big picture clients, they want to see a global overview. Don't bore them with details of exactly what is going to happen and how we're going to do this. Just get into it and do the big picture. So they might get frustrated with too many details, so stick with the big picture. Now, I hope this was helpful. If you are interested in learning more about meta programs, I highly recommend the book Words That Change Minds by Shelley Rose Charvet. So it's the 14 patterns for mastering the language of influence. So Shelley Rose Charvet is the queen of meta programs worldwide, and you would learn so much more from her. So hopefully today, these few little tips, and look at everybody in your life as well. You don't need to be a professional or using services in your business in order to be changed by noticing what are the people around you, what drives them. So if you have kids, if you have a spouse, if you have friends in your life, start wondering, this person, this is so my best friend, she's so like this. Oh, this is so my son is so like that. So start noticing that and use these in order to get a better relationship with them, and use these in order to be able to motivate them to act.